Good day, guys. This is Nobleman Senator Source Online, and welcome you to our class for today. Um, please get your writing materials ready so that we can go straight through our class for today. I am Otubo Michael, and I remain your online tutor. For today, we are going to be looking at the solar system and Kepler's laws. We'll look at Kepler's law of planetary motion, and then we'll also look at the solar system. Okay, so please, before we go on, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that when we upload a new class or a new video, YouTube will notify you. And you can reach us right at the WhatsApp number that is showing right on your screen, and then tell us if you have any challenge. We are here to help you. Please share this video, share it in your various social media platforms, invite your friends, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, so that you continue to encourage us. Is that okay? Alright, so please get your writing materials ready so that we can go straight to the class that we have for today. As I said, we are going to be looking at the solar system and then Kepler's laws of planetary motion. So having that said, please let's go to our class right away. Alright, so in your geography class, even from your social studies down to your geography class, you have talked a lot about the solar system. So in a layman language, the solar system consists of the sun and the other heavenly bodies or objects that moves around the sun, and they are bounded to the sun by the force of gravity. So these heavenly bodies that move around the sun, they are known as the what? The planets. That was what you were taught in your geography. Is that okay? And the planets, they move around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Elliptical orbit with the sun as the center. So if you look at this picture, you see this is a picture of the planets around the sun. This is the sun at the center of the core. Alright, then these are the planets that are orbiting around the sun in an elliptical orbit. So from this arrangement, you see that the first planet that is closest to the sun is what? The Mercury. Then we have the next planet, which is the Venus. Next one is the Earth. Then you have the Mars. Then from there you have the Jupiter, the Saturn, Uranus, and then you have Neptune and Pluto. Okay, so Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, and then Pluto is the farthest planet from the sun. Alright, so the smallest planets, you have the Mercury, the Earth, and the Mars. The Mercury, the Venus, and the Earth, and then the Mars. They are the smallest planets, and they are known as terrestrial planets. Okay, because they look like the Earth, and they are made up of rocks and metals. Then the other planets, which is the you have the Jupiter, the Uranus, the Neptune, and the Pluto. They are known as gas giants. They are far, far bigger than the smaller planets. Okay. Also in the solar system, we have other bodies that are called asteroids. Some are called comets, and then you also have the meteoroids. Okay, so these are also some kind of heavenly bodies, though they are not planets, but they are also part of the solar system. So these are other bodies that we see in the solar system. So this picture just depicts what the solar system is. Okay, and there's something that we should note, that one, each planet revolves around the sun in its orbit. We have said that before. And then the nearer a planet is to the sun, the faster is its speed of revolution. All the planets revolve in one direction, and the orbits of the planets all lie in the same plane except that of Pluto. Okay, so these are some key points that you need to take note of when we are discussing or talking about the planets. All right. So these are the points that you need to take note of. So we'll be looking at Kepler's laws of planetary motion, and then so that's what we're going to be looking at now, Kepler's laws of planetary motion. So the Kepler's law actually describes the orbits of the planets about the sun, and there are about 3 laws that Kepler's used to describe the orbit of the planets about the sun. And one of them is law number 1, it's called law of orbit. And this law says that the planets each travel along an ellipse with the sun at the one focus. Okay, so just as we said, the planets are the center of the revolution of the planets. Okay, so being the center is also called the foci or the focus. Okay, so this is the first law, the law of orbit. The Earth travels along an ellipse with the sun as the focus. Then the law of area, the line joining the sun and the planet sweeps out equal areas at equal times. The law joining the sun and the planet sweeps out equal areas at equal times. Okay, so this is the second law of Kepler. Then the third one, the law of periods. It says that the square of the period of revolution of the planets are proportional to the cubes of the mean distances from the sun. Okay, that is t square is proportional to r cube. Okay, so Kepler's law shows that the speed of revolution of a planet around the sun is not uniform, but it changes as the planet moves around the sun. Okay, so this is just the summary of the Kepler's laws of planetary motion. All right. So in this part, we'll look at satellites. And these are objects that we talk about almost every day, and we know that especially for now, communication is easy because of satellites. Okay, so if you go out in the night, you will see some objects that are shining very bright. They are not stars, they are bigger than a star. They bring out light. Those are satellites that have been positioned um, in the Earth's orbit, and they are used for different purposes. So satellites are any object that moves around the Earth or any body in space. And for satellite, we have natural satellites and artificial satellites. The only natural satellite that we have for now is the moon. And natural satellites are natural bodies or celestial bodies that orbit around another body in space. The moon is a natural satellite of the Earth. Okay, that's just what I said. Now, the moon is a natural satellite to the Earth. Then we also have what is called artificial satellites. These are basically man-made or human-built satellites that are orbit around the Earth and other planets in the solar system. Okay, as I said before, artificial satellites are used for communication. They are also used for scientific research, for military defense. They are used for weather observation, geographic information system, global positioning system, that is GPS, and all that. So satellites are very, very important to human existence, and they play a lot of role in information gathering and information transmission and communication. So artificial satellites, they are launched into space by use of rockets, and this is a typical picture of a satellite launch station. Okay, so the satellite is placed on the tip of the rocket. The rocket is the machine that propels the satellite. Then when it gets to a particular position, the rocket will detach from the satellite. Okay, so this is how a satellite is launched. This is a rocket, and then the satellite is placed at the tip here. Okay, so this is a typical example of a satellite that is orbiting the Earth. This is a satellite that is orbiting the Earth. Okay, so different satellites have different names as the case may be, depending on what they are being used for. Alright, so this is Kepler's laws and this is the solar system. So we are ending this topic here just to introduce the solar system to you, that even in physics, just as you study solar system in geography, you also study it in physics. Okay, so thank you very much. This is where we are stopping this particular class. In our next class, we'll be discussing escape velocity. That's what we're going to discuss in our next class. But before I leave, please, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and then give us positive comment too. Help us to share this video in your various social media platform. Tell your friends, let them come and enjoy what you're enjoying in YouTube. Okay, so you can reach us via the WhatsApp number showing on your screen, and tell us if you have any challenge. Click on the links to our various videos and then watch the videos. Any topic that you don't understand, you can ask us questions, but you have to replay that video and then get understanding. That will also encourage you to solve a lot of problems. That's okay. Solve problems, read your textbooks, and you become a better person or a better physicist. Okay, so thank you so much. We hope to see you in our next class. Thanks.